So, I figured since we'll be here for a while, I have some introspective things to speak of. It would be a total waste if I kept it all to myself, you know? I know it's a scary thing to start off with, but how about we begin with the darkness? You know, the place where all hearts come from.
The darkness.
The discomforting part of ourselves that we lock away.
The darkness.
A place of incredible growth, if we take the time to get comfortable with it. I just so happen to know of an individual who's done that successfully and is all the better for it. His tale is important to learn from. Riku from the Kingdom Hearts series. Oh, but first I should introduce myself. You may call me the Punk. My real name is, well, I'm sure you'll find out later. With that being said, let's get back to the topic at hand, Riku and his journey with the darkness. Riku began on this pipeline when he willingly became swallowed by the pool of darkness at the Destiny Islands and ended up with Maleficent. Maleficent slowly molded and manipulated him into doing her bidding, all while convincing him that his closest friend Sora was betraying him. Additionally, Sora wished to save their friend Kairi. Riku, believing himself to be the hero, practically made darkness into his identity to save Kairi. Things didn't go as he expected. His vessel was taken over by Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, in exchange for greater power. He could have very well lost everything he had forever if he had succeeded. Being consumed by darkness in this manner means dragging down everyone around you, causing irreparable damage. But of course, you can always come across a strong enough light to bring you back to your senses. Riku's very fortunate to have Sora, and thus his story doesn't simply end there. Where Riku's journey leads him next ends with an important takeaway. After rectifying his mistake by closing the door to darkness at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, he finds himself floating and drifting in this empty white space between light and dark. A voice speaks to Riku, giving him two choices. To stay asleep, safe, uninterrupted, eternally existing in ignorant bliss, or to take the card that materializes in front of him to take his first step towards the painful path of truth. Of course, to take the door to truth means there's no going back to a peaceful sleep. Fall into a rabbit hole of discoveries and your whole perspective on life changes. That's why we're here, to live our truths, right? For Riku, the correct choice is obvious.
This seemed like a boring place to take a nap anyway.
That was very well said, Riku.
He is first taken back to his dwelling in Hollow Bastion, where he's reminded of having cast everything away for darkness. Because of that, there is no one for him to meet in these lands of memory, well, except for Maleficent. The exchange between them reveals that the only company Riku has is residual darkness, and even the fact that he wants to cast that aside means his heart is empty. But it is when we empty our hearts and decide that for ourselves that we can find and reach our truest potentials. Riku defeats Maleficent and moves on to find the disembodied voice speaking to him as Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, looking to take control of Riku once again. Even being confronted with the fact that he can't currently defeat Ansem, Riku is willing to fight back no matter what. This is when he is saved by a small light, which takes refuge within his heart. It's King Mickey, who also assists with closing the door to darkness. With this light, Riku is granted a support beam of strength, knowing that he's no longer alone in this fight. And that is vital to remember, that the support we receive from friends will always help us face the darkness. Even if you don't have friends to receive that support from, there is someone out there that's rooting for you no matter what. Riku, with this newly found strength, is able to fend off Ansem, but he's not let off the hook so easily. The darkness he holds within gets tempered, so he can no longer repress it. he boldly declares to Ansem that he wins if he doesn't succumb to darkness. It's a challenge where the odds are clearly stacked against him. He navigates his way through, the light within growing stronger, as well as the darkness becoming more of his own power. King Mickey's presence grows stronger as well, from a transparent hologram to having fully materialized to better help Riku. Before this final showdown with Ansem, there are a few other important details to be gone over. Riku has multiple encounters with a replica made in his image, one who embraces the darkness. Riku is quite literally seeing the reckless, past version of himself with his new perspective. He's able to see where he went wrong. Ansem tauntingly says he should be more like his replica, which isn't true. But what is true is how Riku is afraid of the darkness, due to his bad experience with it. This comes to a head when Riku is facing off against a character named Zexion, who uses an illusion of Sora to take advantage of Riku's fear. Because Sora fights against the darkness, wouldn't that mean he will naturally fight against Riku, despite them being great friends? Well, we don't know that, and that makes it easy for the fear to cloud Riku's judgment. He nearly lays in defeat over this realization, but then Riku gets a vision of his friend Kairi, articulating just how he needs to face his fear.
Fading away into the light.
You won't fade. You can't fade. There's no power that can defeat you. Not the light, not the dark. So don't run from the light, and don't fear the darkness, because both will make you stronger.
Make me stronger? Darkness too?
Yeah, strength that's yours. The darkness inside your heart, it's vast and it's deep. But if you can, truly stare into it and never try to look away, you won't be afraid of anything again.
All this time I've tried to push the darkness away.
You've got to just remember to be brave. Know that the darkness is there and don't give in. If you do that, you will gain strength. The kind that's unlike any other. You'll be able to escape the deepest darkness.
And I'll be able to see through the brightest light.
Follow the darkness. It'll show you the way to your friends.
Can I face them?
You don't want to?
You know I do. Of course. And I will. With my strength. My dark strength. Darkness!
He defeats Zexion, darkness in tow, and no longer afraid. This is a powerful moment.
After all your protests, you're still like us on the side of darkness.
I know who I am.
When did that happen? You were always terrified of the dark before.
Not anymore!
When we own our insecurities, our darkness, we become unshakable. No one can use our weaknesses to their advantage. Our strength multiplies. It is this power that allows Riku to fully defeat his own replica. The difference between them being that the replica only gained his power and existence from those around him.
That's right. I'm a phony. A fake. The way I look, the way I feel, everything I remember. And even this newfound power. I thought by finding some new strength, I could finally be someone who's not at all you. But nothing changes. I'm still just empty. Everything about me is borrowed. As long as you're around, I'll never be more than a shadow!
The replica laments over the fact that despite what he had, he felt nothing but emptiness. Nothing he had acquired was through his own means. Power that is handed to you on a silver platter can be just as easily taken away. Power that you gain by your own dedication and hard work is yours forever. For Riku to own his power, he must finally take on Ansem and win on his own. He succeeds, but Ansem's self-destruct nearly captures Riku in a sea of darkness. Where would we be without friends, right? Mickey rescues him from this one last time, and before they are free to continue on to the next part of the journey, a choice must be made.
Between the road to light and the road to darkness.
Neither suits me. I'm taking the middle road.
Do you mean the twilight road to nightfall?
No. It's the road to dawn.
The road to dawn is what Riku chooses. Now, while he's defeated Ansem, he's not entirely gone. The remainder of this journey will see to fully eliminating Ansem's presence. Now, I'd love to continue, but I think we should take a break here. There's still plenty more time to spare. I hope you enjoyed hearing my insight on the power of darkness. What's this floating orb? Why, that's my third eye. It's how you're able to see those images, straight from my memory. Anything else you'd like to know about me? Hello there, everyone. This is Zuki. Thank you if you stuck around to watch this whole video. I hope you look forward to getting to know the punk and their insights. They may not answer all of your questions in the comments, but feel free to ask. Please consider subscribing, liking the video, hitting the notification bell, and becoming a supporter on my Patreon if you're interested in seeing more. I'll link in the description. My Patreon has been focused on being a place to post my art, but I'll be adding in a YouTube tier, so I would love some feedback on what benefits I can include. If you like my art or my graphic design, I do commissions. Check my pinned Twitter post for details. And I have a Discord server that I'm intending to be something of a gathering spot for creatives. It's open to Patreon and Ko-Fi supporters, people who commission me, and just anyone who's dropped a tip. Thanks again for sticking around. I hope you look forward to the other half of this video. Peace.